Hello students, good morning to all. So today is our first online class of class 11th. So yesterday in the class I have discussed about the different types of the intellectual property rights, and today we'll discuss the new topic, that is the open source philosophy. So this open source philosophy basically encourages the collaboration and sharing of software codes, and this sharing of the software code means the source code of the program source code of the software, so that one can learn from it, one can make the changes in the source code, or one can make its derivative of the software, means a new software, by upgrading it. So this open source allows the users to make the changes in the source code. They can update the source code, they can redistribute its copies, means its derivative works they can share to the others also. Open source software has a lot of advantages, and the law and the rights do not impose many restrictions on the open source software. So there are basically two categories of the software in the open source are there. One is the free software, another is the open source software. So the free software means the any software which has the ability to run, copy, distribute, study, update, and develop software is referred to as free software. So if any software having these permissions, having this license, that one can copy it, one can distribute to the others, one can use it for a study purpose, one can make the changes in the software, and they can update it, and they can develop a new software with the help of the free software. So they are the free software. Now according to the Richard Stallman's definition, so how this Richard Stallman defining a free software. So this definition is published by the Free Software Foundations, and the definition is given by the Richard Stallman. The free software is a question of liberty, means how, not a price, that how much freedom is given in the use of the software, in the distribution of the software, in the development of the software, not for a price. Maybe the price can be asked, maybe as a license fees can be asked, nominal one. So what are the four essential freedoms? So according to this free software foundations, they have given four essential freedoms on the free software, and this four essential freedoms are the freedom to use the program for any purpose you want, for a study purpose, for a research purpose, for a business purpose, for a personal purpose. Second thing is the freedom to understand how it works, so it does your computing for you. So you can analyze, you can access the source code, and you can read its documentation, and you can understand that how the software is working. Third one is the freedom to spread its copies to help the others also. So after going through the code, after going through the software, after using the software, if you find that you have got a lot of benefits, and you want to share this to the others also, to help the other also, so you can do that. Fourth one, the ability to make the copies of your customized versions and distribute them to the others. So you can make its several copies of your upgraded software, what the development you have done, and you can distribute to the others also. There is no such restrictions on that. Next is the open source software. So this open source software is a software that is developed using an open development process, and distributed under license, that allows the users to use the software, to study the software, to modify it, distribute the program and its source code to anyone for any purpose. So this open source software is also work of the collaborations. It is a teamwork, many software engineers or developers working together for the development of this open source software. And this open source software is free to use, that any can use it without any restrictions. They can make the changes in the code, they can redistribute it, and they can also maybe ask some fees or cost as a license, nominal fees, to use it. If someone is using the open source software and you had make some development and changes, so the nominal fees you can ask. For example, a copyright holder may allow the public who has got the copyright of this open source software, they can allow the public to contribute on the source code and make the software upgrades. It means you can ask the software developers or software engineers, anyone who has willing to give their contributions in the development. This can be accomplished by granting the others licenses that controls the rules and procedures for using and developing. So if one, you can give them rights, that you can you will get the license, that some controls you'll get on the software if you are giving your contribution in the development or upgradation of the software. Next thing is the open source license. So this open source license allows software to be freely used. One can freely modify it and share it. It has been approved by the open source initiatives. So this OSI is a community, they give this license. So some popular open source licenses are given below, which is provided by this OSI, that is Apache license 2.0, Creative Commons, GPL, that is the general public license, BSD 3 clause, that is the Berkeley software development license clause or revised license, BSD 2 clause, that is a simplified one, and free BSD license, and the GNU, that is the general public license, GPL, and GNU library or lesser general public license. MIT license, as you know, this MIT is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is the world first ranking engineering college present in USA. Mozilla public license 2.0, that is of the Mozilla Firefox common development and distribution license, and Eclipse public license version 2.0. So now we can discuss a few of them. You see, this is the one open source license, that is a Creative Commons. So this Creative Commons is a license given to a non-profit organizations who is working for the welfare of the society. This organization is not for generating money or income. So they provide free, straightforward, and standardized means for individuals and organizations to award copyright permissions. So here uh, they are giving a copyright permissions for what? So they can make its copy for creative and academic works. So here in this Creative Commons license, they assume the correct attributions and allows the others to copy, distribute, and utilize such works. So they can use it also, and they can distribute it also, and they can make it a several copy. So it allows for the free distribution of a copyrighted work. Yes, in the copyrighted work, the freedom is given in the distribution. There is no such restrictions on the distributions. It supports the global network to improve the quality of work. So means globally, all any software developers from anywhere across the world, they are uh, invited to give their contributions in the development of the this open source software. So it is utilized when the author wants to grant people the right to share, use, and build upon a work that they have made. So here the author, so this license is given when author wants to give the right to the other person so that they can share it also, they can use it also. So in that case, this Creative Commons license is provided. So these are six types of the license Creative Commons. These are summarized here. License one is the by attributions. So it gives the permissions to all the users of the original work, original software. They can use it anywhere as a commercial or non-commercial purpose. You can use it. Next, second one is the license by attribution share alike. So you can use it all the parts of the software, and you can share it also. There is no restrictions on the sharing. Third one is the by attribution non-derivatives. You can use it, and you can get the license. Also, license works for free to use, and you can share with the attribution that but does not permit the derivative works from the original. So here you cannot make the development in the software, and you're not allowed to make a customized software. So so you're not you don't have a permissions to make a derivative of that software. Now fourth one is the by attribution non-commercial. So license works are free to use, but you cannot use it for a commercial purpose. There is a restrictions on that. And the fifth one is the by attribution non-commercial share alike. So means does not permit to use it commercially, and you cannot, and any derivatives from it must be similar license. So you if any derivative software also you are making a so you have to give the same license for of the sharing of the distributions. And the sixth one is the by attribution non-commercial non-derivative. So does not permit any commercial use or derivatives also. You're not allowed to make the derivative of the original work. Next is the general public license. So this is the one of the most popular, widely used open source license, and this provides the funds also to the open source project creators. Suppose you are working on a open source software, so you need a fund, you need a financial assistance. So this organization GPU will provide you the fund also. So the owners of the programs may sell the copies or distribute them for free under the GPL terms. So digital sources can also be modified by the owners. Next is the Free Software Foundation, and this FSF owns the copyright of the GPL softwares, and it abides all the four license freedoms criteria. So here, for giving this GPL license, four criteria is there. So what are these four criteria? The which GPL permits the users make a copy of the program. So users have a permissions to make a copy of it. You can modify the software, you can distribute the software, and the last one, you can charge a fees to distribute the software also. Next thing is Apache license. So this Apache license is another open source license. It is free and open source software. That is called the force free also and open source both. Apache license is given to those which software are free, also having the freedom in the sharing distribution, and open source also giving the access to its source code. Licensing agreement for the Apache software foundation. So this license is explicitly grants rights to the users that can be applied to both the copyrights and patents. So if any software having the patent and the copyright also, in that, to that software also having this, you have to give the permission, the rights uh, of sharing. So if any software has being the Apache license, so it offers the following facilities. Software having the Apache license, these rights are perpetual, means these rights will be forever, worldwide, to everywhere, and irrevocable. So once the right is granted, once the Apache license is given to the software, so from that you cannot revoke, you cannot take back the rights. That now after 30 years or 50 years you cannot distribute this software, you cannot access the source code. Rights are granted for no fees. Here no fees is charged and no royalty is charges in the Apache license. And rights are non-exclusive. Here not the rights are given to a particular organization. No exclusive rights are given. Rights are non-exclusive. This is the same to all. Okay. So this is all for the today students. Thank you for your kind attention.